This question is.
Good setup, bro.
Of course they should go get A.J. Brown if they can. I mean, they would be that offense with Puka, Devontae Adams, and if Devontae's hurt or whatever, you got A.J. Like, they would be phenomenal. Phenomenal. I wouldn't even run the ball if I was them. And I had A.J. with those three receivers. I mean, who's stopping them offensively if they got the, so yes, by all means, I don't know what they have to give up. That's the question. But they should try to get A.J. Brown.
Future first-round pick is what it is.
Well, you know how they feel about picks.
Yeah.
They almost did them picks this year. So, yeah, go get him.
So I'm with Brew. On the Rams side of it, yes. If you are trying to say that this year we're going for it all and you feel like you can add value, which he clearly would add value to your team in the immediate, yes. On the flip side, I'm not so sure A.J. Brown would sign up for this, not just beyond 1 year, because that's what it would be.
Because he wouldn't be the number one option?
Well, it's not even, you talk about, the article talked about him sulking for the lack of targets. Well, he wouldn't lead the team in targets.
He get a lot, though.
Would he?
Don't you think Stafford would be, I mean, I think he's number one, but he would just be equal opportunity.
I think the targets he would get would be more meaningful. They would be more like locked into showcasing, okay, he can still get open, he can still run intermediate routes, he can still separate, he's going to get opportunities to go for the 50-50 balls. But you talk about the Rams then the Eagles signing up to hand him to an NFC team that is on the brink, and you feel like, well, shoot, we're there too.
AJ's used to being the most targeted guy on every team he's ever been on. Even when he's been mad in Philly, he's still led the receivers in targets.
He just hasn't had that season where it's 3 years ago where he had 160 plus targets, 150 targets, like back-to-back years. His all-pro year, making it all-pro.
His first 2 years in Philly, where he was one of the most
he hasn't had that. In New England, he would definitely get that.
Yeah, and he would absolutely get that in Los Angeles. I still 100% believe that the Rams should make this move. You are trying to win a Super Bowl right now. You are not trying to prepare for the future. The future does not matter at all. Your focus is on the present, and you are bringing in A.J. Brown. But let me address what Bruce said. He is completely wrong about not even running the ball. The Rams set up their passing game through their running game. They were an elite rushing team. They had the highest success rate in the entire NFL. I was beating that drum all season long. They were elite. They simply split the carries between two running backs, but when you combined the production of both backs, they were above the Buffalo Bills and James Cook. That was just how they operated. And when they could not run the ball, their passing game really struggled. We saw that especially against the Seattle Seahawks in the second half of that crazy game at the end of the season. So yes, but I have talked about this before. That was my problem with the Ty Simpson trade, or the draft, I should say. Your offense is ready to be so insane. Someone in the comments said, "Oh, you are wrong. We did not win the Super Bowl because we did not have another offensive weapon." That is not what I am saying either. It is simply that you can use that pick, or you can use draft capital, to improve your team, whether on offense or defense, and you have already improved on defense. Our offense was already nearly unstoppable. You add an A.J. Brown to Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, Sean McVay, Blake Corum, Karen Williams, and an elite offensive line. It is just over. It is over. Now, will A.J. Brown be happy? Will he get the same volume of targets? No. But each target's chance of success will be through the roof, and we saw that with Devontae Adams and Puka. Puka got way more yards and way more attention. Devontae had way more touchdowns. Way more touchdowns. So each throw was so much more impactful. And the big play potential, how do you play defense against Devontae, A.J., Puka, Stafford, McVay, Blake Corum, Karen Williams, and that offensive line? How do you stop that? You are hanging 40+ points per game, man. You just are. You absolutely are. The biggest thing is that as long as Stafford stays healthy, I do not care what your defense does. I do not care if you have the Cincinnati Bengals defense. I do not care. I do not care if you have the Cincinnati Bengals offensive line. I do not care. You are unstoppable. You are unstoppable. And that is why I would say take a swing at AJ. Now, I do not know if the Eagles would do this, because why would you help another competitor? Giving him to someone in the NFC makes sense, it is the other side of the pond. That makes sense. But LA? No, because that is someone you would have to face if you were trying to win a Super Bowl. So I do not know if the Eagles are going to say, yeah, sure, we will do this, you. Unless the Rams offer something like 2 first-round picks, etc. But if you are the Rams, you absolutely should want to do this. You absolutely should want to make this happen. Your superpower is Sean McVay and Stafford. Give them more pieces to work with, and you will build a rocket not only to the moon but to the moon of a planet light years away. In a whole other galaxy. You get A.J. Brown, and you will have the most dominant offense in NFL history. We were looking at the Colts with some specific stat, points per play or something similar. It was a very specific statistic, not something standard, if memory serves me correctly. The Colts number was higher than what the Chiefs did in 2018, higher than what the undefeated Patriots did. And people said, oh my gosh. That was coaching, that was execution. And when you have coaching and execution and you have the bodies and you have it all, I just do not see how you stop them. I do not see it. Like I said, I do not care what your defense is. And your offense, for that matter, is going to be so good that you are not going to have turnovers. You are not going to have 3 and outs. So you are not even going to stress your defense, even if it were weak. And again, to be clear, the defense is not weak. The defense is not a liability. I am just trying to illustrate that this would be such a home run that even in an extreme situation where your defense was trash, it still would not matter to me. It still would not matter. And it would reignite everyone's obsession with offense, because we were definitely seeing the pendulum swing back toward defense, as I have discussed. And this would rip it right back. Right back. I would say, no, never mind. When you have the right quarterback, when you have the right coach, just stack the roster offensively, and nobody can stop you. I do not care who you are going up against. The Texans, the Seahawks, the Patriots, does not matter. Well, defense wins championships. Not when you have AJ, Devontae, Puka, Stafford, McVay, an elite offensive line, and an elite running game. Do you have any tight ends? Does not matter. Does not matter. You do not have enough bodies to stop them. There are just not enough guys, and you are getting one-on-one matchups. Pick, who are you going to favor? Who are you going to scheme against defensively? You go all in to stop the passing game, the running game will torch you. The running game will torch you. The running game starts torching you, and Sean McVay definitely just leans on it. Then you say, okay, we have to hedge our bets. We have to slow down this running game a little bit. Okay, who are you going to stop in the passing game now? Who? Who are you going to stop? They should 1000% do this. I cannot scream that loud enough. I cannot scream that loud enough. That is why I was saying do not get Ty Simpson. Get a Makai Lemon or whatever offensive weapon you think you could want. And what I think people are confused about from what I said last time, when you lost to the Seahawks, if you had an A.J. Brown, I believe you win that game. I believe you win that game. It was not that the offense was the problem. Clearly, it was more about defense, special teams, etc. But you can still be the solution and not be the problem. Yes, you can make the argument that if you had a bigger defensive player on the Rams, then you still win that game. Yeah, sure. But you add A.J. Brown, and that margin for error becomes massive. And maybe you convert a lot more on 3rd and 4th downs. Just a thought. Just a thought. And it really acts as such a great safety net against Puka getting banged up, Devontae getting banged up, etc. So yeah. The Rams should trade for A.J. Brown. 1000%. The only problem is it would have to be a haul. And I say you just take the swing. You are trying to win Super Bowls now. And you know what? If you win the Super Bowl this year, I do not think Matthew Stafford is retiring. I do not think so. I think everyone is going to say, let us do this again. Are you kidding me? We just destroyed the NFL last season. Because if you win the Super Bowl, it is going to be box office. You are not going to eke out wins and say, oh, we just won the Super Bowl. that was so hard and such a grind. It will be because you were absolutely box office. And you are going to say, why would we not do this again? Are you kidding me? So yeah. Blank those pics. Those are just my thoughts. I would absolutely love to hear yours. What do you all think about the Los Angeles Rams? Should they trade for AJ Brown? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let us get into some discussions, get into some fights, but ultimately, let us just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here. I would absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we are really excited to be part of. I think we are well on our way to doing it. Please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really does help with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.